Yeah, sometimes I pop a lot of shit. Never keep them out of it. My niggas know I'm conscious how I acknowledge shit. Right now I'm praying my cousin get this scholarship at nice universities, one of these black colleges. As far as the hood go, yeah, I acknowledge it, but whoever ain't a snake it, usually a follower. Luckily I can tell the difference. My man coming home, my other man getting sentenced. Debaters usually send the hate through the sentences. That's why every speech be seeming like a sentences. The argument in these bars, but the critics don't get the shit. RFDs show me how y'all have selective listening. I swear being misunderstood is indefinite detention. They cop out, they fall back on their white privilege. Practice that line by line, try to talk us to kill me. Debaters win with no engagement and strategic intention. But the slave didn't concede. She'd already mentioned. That's why every speech you break it out the normative system. Got some niggas locked up waiting on commissary and pictures. It's waiting to be released, how to be in the prison. We really determine the author behind wishes. The whole idea of case, when I talk about invisibility or whatever, first off, that shit is not unique at all, because as a person of color, you already seen as, you know what I'm saying, visible to the law, because the law was made in opposition to you. And on top of that or whatever, if it's true that, you know what I'm saying, invisibility to blackness is something, and invisibility for blacks is bad, the way they talk about their tea brings about this invisibility more than what the affirmative rule, which turns to the top of Catholic argument, showing you how they don't do shit. But I'm extending Judy card right now and showing you a pot of Judy to case and to top of Cali, and this is why. Nigga is not, when Judy says, don't believe in, when Judy says Republican release don't believe in how in 1989, they were marking how popular culture is itself a technology of government. Nigga defines the authenticity as an adaptation to forced commodification. Authenticity then is produced as a value everybody wants to precisely because the displacement of political economy with the economy, not engendered by virtue, is the relation by which it's protected from commodification of the African Americans might know themselves as a collective identity against a particular social, political, and historical threatening reality. Authenticity is hype, a hyper-commodified effect. An oppositional and cultural movement is sterilely combined to the face of political domination. Nigga is not an essential identity, strategic or otherwise, but rather indicates the historicity of the indeterminate identity, The question is not what is a nigga authenticity, whether or not a nigga can be authentic or inauthentically. Understand whether a nigga can be a bad nigga, from which example is simply a nigga leads to consideration of the relationship between things and humans, which is a question of commodification. So all the arguments on case or whatever, first off, not unique. And second or whatever, the arguments on case, when Rashid says the law is the law, you know what I'm saying? It was meant to deceive, it saw who you are. This is identifying how this idea of visibility, how they got stuff visible, is not unique. And also whatever, if you vote as, in no way are we trying to alleviate white people of white guilt or trying to make them feel morally better about themselves as white people and say you voted for some niggas. That's not an argument. But their ability to frame an argument that way, it showed me how it's straight disrespect and also racist. How every time I get up as a nigga and I talk about that subject position, I'm always be able to be framed as, oh, you just want the judge to feel good. You want the white man to feel good. Fuck no, niggas don't care about this shit. Niggas don't give a fuck about the feelings. And on top of that, the way you talk about the top of Cali, the reason why the topical version of the ad wouldn't be, first off, if this nigga shit ain't topical, we ain't gonna never be topical. Second off, the way they want to talk about a topical plan, it will always lead the conversation for us talking about who targeted killed niggas or who indefinitely detained niggas and whether niggas are targeted killed or not. If it was a topical version, we would deal with whether the executive should do it, whether the president should do it, or whether Congress should do it. That would take the conversation away whether niggas die or not. The basic sense I'm making between here is they want us to talk about who is acting. We're talking about who's being acted upon, the niggas. We're not focused on the government being acting. That's why we make an argument that way. And
the fact that they're not specific to niggas mean that
the fact that they're not specific to niggas, you know what I'm saying? It shows you how there'll always be a space the niggas are always left out, and not only left out, but always put in the instance where they're deemed not predictable,
and the constraints that they build
not relevant.
Leave niggas out. The constraints that they build on T leave niggas out.
Definitely the constraints they build on T leave us out, especially when he talks about we wouldn't restrict your performance, we wouldn't restrict your raps. Yes, you will. You will constrain it in regards of it has to be tied to topical plan.
Extend the next level that they
extend the next level. Hey, the next level round, the next level argument is something that the block did not take, and it's the reason for you to vote affirmative right now. When we talk about restricting work powers against the use of niggas, when he's identifying Chu from Baltimore, whatever, all these individuals from Chu or whatever, there was a type of education that was produced from us being in these spaces. When they talk about, well, George shouldn't be able to learn about his shit if he don't tie this shit to education, what they're literally saying is, George, You've been able to come to grips how your subjugation as a black male can lead to patriarchy, lead to homophobia. You shouldn't have been able to learn that because you don't tie your shit to, you know what I'm saying, the government action. And also, if fairness is an issue in this debate, then we already won before we walked in because it was unfair before we already walked in. And on top of it, the way they deploy their arguments within this debate, it show you how they like really perpetuate the disadvantagement that niggas go through in this debate because it's like, I'm gonna talk about niggas. If I talk about black people, we talk about any institutions or politics or whatever. Like first off, I already talked about like the focus on institutions is inevitable. It's inevitable. Like it's like I feel like that was plainly put within the 1AC. And also like there's no reason why they should why they wouldn't be able to read some shit about logistics, while legal can solve. Like they still have ground, but they don't have ground though. It's probably a reason to vote affirmative because it's showing you how niggas already groundless. But if we took that ground in, they showed you we did something with this debate through our methodology of being who we are and doing what we do, which means that we did what the fuck we wanted to do, and we did what we said we was gonna do. When I say what the fuck we gonna do now, I was resisting. So y'all ability to go reframe some shit or whatever, this is what I thought that meant or whatever, like that's some white shit. That was how slavery was able to go get intact. That's why I think that meant enslavement. No.